The night sky sprawled above Jisoo as she sat on the wooden porch of her cabin. Stars sparkled like diamonds against black velvet. Cool Montana air filled her lungs as she sipped hot tea from her metal cup. After 15 years in Special Forces, these quiet moments felt precious. Jisoo checked her watch, almost midnight. Time for her usual walk before bed. She set down her cup, pulled on her jacket, and grabbed her flashlight. The forest path felt familiar under her boots. Crickets chirped, their nightly song as she moved between tall pine trees. Something unusual caught her attention, a faint humming sound that didn't belong in these woods. She stopped, listening carefully. The humming grew louder. Jisoo looked up just as strange lights appeared between the tree branches. Not stars, not planes, something else. A blue-green light suddenly surrounded her. Jisoo tried to run, but her feet lifted off the ground. The forest disappeared below as she rose upward, trapped in the beam of light. Her flashlight fell from her hand as darkness took her. Jisoo woke with a pounding headache. Her eyes opened to a strange ceiling made of smooth, shiny metal. She lay on a hard surface that wasn't her bed. The air smelled wrong, too clean, with a hint of something like ozone. "The human is awake," said a voice that sounded like rocks grinding together. Jisoo sat up quickly, fighting a wave of dizziness. Her military training kicked in as she assessed her situation. She was in a small room with clear walls. Beyond those walls stood two creatures that definitely weren't human. They stood on two legs, but had blue skin that shimmered under bright lights. Their heads were hairless with large, solid black eyes and small slits for noses. Both wore what looked like uniforms made of a material Jisoo couldn't identify. "Fascinating response time," said the taller one. "Record this day." The shorter alien tapped something on his wrist. "Recording, Director Tay." Jisoo stayed silent, watching. She noticed several other clear cells nearby. Each contained different creatures, some with multiple limbs, others covered in scales or fur. All looked as confused and frightened as she felt. "Welcome to the collection," Director Tay said, his thin mouth barely moving. "You are our newest exhibit from Sol 3. Humans have not been properly studied before." Jisoo stood up slowly. "Why am I here?" The aliens looked at each other. "It speaks basic galactic language," Day said, sounding surprised. "No," Director Tay replied. "Our universal translator is working. Make note of its vocal patterns." Jisoo walked to the clear wall. "I asked why I'm here." Director Tay stepped closer. "Entertainment, of course. How viewers across the galaxy enjoy watching new species adapt to challenges, or fail to adapt." He made a sound like metal scraping against glass. Jisoo realized it was laughter. "Viewers?" Jisoo asked, noticing cameras floating in corners of her cell. "The collection is the most popular entertainment feed in 3 galactic sectors," Day explained proudly. "Billions watch our specimens face challenges." Jisoo kept her face calm, but her mind raced. She wasn't just a prisoner. She was on some twisted alien reality show. "Begin initial assessment," Director Tay ordered. "Standard physical capabilities first." Part of the cell floor opened. A simple obstacle course rose from below. Bars to climb, gaps to jump, weights to lift. "Complete this course, human," Day instructed. "Performance will determine your treatment level." Jisoo studied the course. It seemed designed to test her strength and agility. She could easily complete it, but something told her not to show her full abilities yet. "Begin now," Director Tay said impatiently. Jisoo moved through the course deliberately, pretending to struggle with weights she could easily lift. She stumbled on jumps she could make blindfolded. When she finished, she pretended to be exhausted. "Disappointing," Director Tay said. "Humans appear physically inferior to most Class 3 species. Should we move it to lower challenge levels?" Dai asked. "No. Let's see how it handles the adaptation test first. Prepare the environmental chamber." As they walked away, Jisoo noticed something important. The aliens touched panels to operate doors. The panels glowed briefly at their touch. Security seemed to respond to their specific biology. In the adjacent cell, a creature with 6 eyes watched her intently. It blinked slowly, then nodded slightly, a deliberate movement. Jisoo nodded back, realizing she might have found an ally. That night, as artificial lights dimmed to simulate darkness, Jisoo lay on her sleeping platform planning. The aliens had underestimated her. They thought she was just another scared specimen. They would learn how wrong they were. Jisoo woke to a harsh buzzing sound. The lights in her cell brightened suddenly, making her squint. She had been asleep for only a few hours. "Prepare for environmental testing," announced Director Tae's voice through hidden speakers. The clear walls of Jisoo's cell began to slide away. 4 floating orbs appeared surrounding her. They emitted a faint blue field that Jisoo could feel against her skin. "The containment field will prevent escape," said Dae, who stood nearby taking notes. "Move to the testing chamber, human." Jisoo walked forward, guided by the orbs. She passed other cells where creatures watched her with various expressions. The six-eyed being from yesterday made a subtle gesture. Jisoo understood it as a warning. They entered a large round room with white walls. The floor looked solid but had a strange shimmer to it. "Today we test adaptation to various environments," Director Tae explained from behind a control panel. "We begin with temperature variations." Without warning, the room became freezing cold. Jisoo's breath came out as white puffs. Ice crystals formed on the floor. Her military training had prepared her for extreme cold, but she pretended to shiver, more violently than necessary. "Interesting," noted Dae. "The human shows poor cold resistance." Just as suddenly the temperature rose dramatically. Sweat broke out on Jisoo's skin as the room became like a desert at noon. She deliberately swayed on her feet, appearing weaker than she felt. "Heat tolerance also limited," Director Tae said, sounding disappointed. "Move to atmosphere variation." The air in the room changed. It became thinner, making Jisoo lightheaded. She had trained at high altitudes before, but she dropped to one knee, gasping dramatically. "Oxygen dependency confirmed," Dae said. "Very limited atmospheric range." After several more tests, Jisoo was returned to her cell. The aliens looked unimpressed with her performance. "The human shows no remarkable abilities," Director Tae told his assistant. "Viewers are already losing interest. We need to increase challenge levels." After they left, the wall between Jisoo's cell and her six-eyed neighbor suddenly flickered. It remained solid, but somehow sound could pass through. "You hide your strength," said a soft musical voice. "Wise choice." Jisoo looked at the creature. It had green skin and multiple limbs. "Who are you?" she whispered. "I am Mun," the creature replied. "Captured 3 cycles ago from my world. I'm Jisoo, from Earth. Do you know how to escape this place?" Mun's 6 eyes blinked in sequence. "None have escaped the collection. Many have tried." Director Tae enjoys punishing escape attempts on his entertainment feed. "There must be weaknesses in their security," Jisoo said. "The ship's systems are designed to respond only to collector biology," Mun explained. "Without their touch, doors remain sealed. Controls stay locked." Jisoo remembered her observation about the control panels. "Tell me more about these collectors." Before Mun could answer, their conversation was interrupted by Dae's return. "Combat assessment next," he announced. "The viewers demand more engaging content." Jisoo was taken to a different chamber. This one had padded walls and floor. In the center stood a mechanical opponent, a robot with 4 arms, each ending in a padded surface. "This is a training unit programmed at the lowest difficulty," Dae explained. "Attempt to defend yourself for as long as possible." Jisoo sized up the robot as it activated. She could identify several weaknesses in its design immediately, but decided to continue her act. When the robot attacked, she dodged clumsily and took several hits she could have easily avoided. After being knocked down for the 3rd time, she noticed Director Tae shaking his head in disappointment. "End session," he ordered. "The human lacks basic combat instinct." Back in her cell, Jisoo found that Mun could still communicate with her. "The collectors grow bored with you," Mun warned. "This is dangerous. They may move you to more extreme tests to create viewer interest." "Let them," Jisoo replied quietly. "I'm learning more about this place each day." That night, when the ship grew quieter, Jisoo examined her cell carefully. She noticed moisture forming where the cool air met the warmer wall. She wiped some on her finger and touched the small seam of the food delivery slot. It sparkled slightly, reacting to something in her sweat. The next morning, Director Tay arrived with several other collectors. They wore more elaborate uniforms and looked important. "This is the human specimen I mentioned," Tay said, "physically unremarkable, but we will proceed with neural assessment today. Perhaps its mind offers more entertainment value." One of the visitors looked at Jisoo with interest. "I suggest the fear chamber for this one. Humans are rumored to have vivid imaginations. Their fear responses might prove quite amusing for our viewers." Director Tay nodded. "Excellent suggestion. Prepare the neural scanners and fear induction. Protocols." As the collectors discussed the details, Jisoo caught Moon's eye through the clear wall. The alien made a subtle gesture toward the control panel. Jisoo smiled slightly. The collectors thought they were testing her. They didn't realize. She was testing them too. Retricef the fear chamber was a dark room with walls that seemed to absorb light. Jisoo sat in a chair while Day attached small devices to her temples. These would read her brain activity and project her fears into the room as holograms. "The neural scanner will find what frightens you most," Director Tay explained. "Then will make it real. Our viewers enjoy watching specimens face their deepest fears." Jisoo remained calm. After years of psychological training, she had learned to control her fear response. As the machine hummed to life, she focused her thoughts on simple, harmless images. The room remained mostly dark. Only faint shapes appeared, shadows without form. The collectors looked confused. "Increase power," ordered Director Tay. "The humans' brain patterns are unusually controlled." The machine hummed louder. Jisoo felt pressure in her head but maintained her focus. The shadows flickered but didn't take solid shape. After 20 minutes, Director Tay shut down the machine in frustration. "This is not working. The human mind resists the scanner." "Perhaps a different approach," suggested one of the visiting collectors. "Physical challenges have failed. Mental scanning has failed. Let's try the survival course." Jisoo was led to a massive chamber that contained an artificial landscape with obstacles, traps, and environmental hazards. Several other captured beings were already there, looking terrified. "Specimens must reach the far side within one time unit," explained Day. "Those who fail receive punishment. Those who succeed earn rewards." Jisoo recognized Moon among the participants. The six-eyed alien looked worried. "The course changes each time," Moon whispered when they were close enough. "Many die here for viewer entertainment." Jisoo nodded slightly. "Stay near me." A loud signal marked the start. The group of 15 captives began moving through the course. Immediately, the ground opened beneath 2 of them, sending them falling into a pit. Their screams echoed as they disappeared. "Just for show," said Director Tay to his guests. "The fallen are transported to isolation cells. Real danger creates authentic fear responses." Jisoo moved carefully, testing each step. She noticed patterns in the floor markings that indicated traps. When a section of wall suddenly shot spikes, she pulled Mun out of the way just in time. "How did you know?" Mun asked. "The air moved differently there," Jisoo explained quietly. "Listen and feel more, look less." Together they avoided 3 more traps. Other captives weren't so lucky. Soon only 5 remained in the challenge. At the halfway point, robotic predators emerged from hidden doors. They moved quickly, targeting the weakest participants first. "Now we see if the human has any survival instinct at all," Director Tay said, watching closely. As a robot charged toward Jisoo, she made her decision. It was time to stop pretending. Jisoo sidestepped the robot with perfect timing. In one fluid motion, she grabbed its sensor array and twisted. The robot crashed to the ground, its systems failing. The viewing area went silent. Director Tay stood up suddenly. "What just happened?" he demanded. Jisoo disabled a second robot just as efficiently, then helped another captive avoid a trap, her. Movements were now precise, controlled, and clearly skilled. "The human has been deceiving us," Day realized, checking previous test results. Its performance was deliberately poor until now. Director Tay's expression darkened. "Increased difficulty. Maximum level." The course suddenly changed. Floors tilted sharply. Walls moved to crush the remaining participants. Fire jets erupted from hidden vents. Jisoo grabbed Moon and another small captive, helping them navigate. Her military training made quick work of each new obstacle. When they finally reached the exit point, only they remained. The collectors stared in shock. The viewers had never seen any specimen complete the maximum difficulty course. "Take them back to their cells," Director Tay ordered, his voice cold. "Double security on the human." Later in her cell, Jisoo found that the communication link with Moon still worked. "You revealed your abilities," Moon said. "They will never underestimate you again." "Good," Jisoo replied. "Now they'll put me in a higher security area. That's where the ship's main controls must be." "What are you planning?" asked Moon. "I noticed something during the tests," Jisoo explained. "When I sweat, the control panels react differently. There's something in human biochemistry that interferes with their technology." "That's impossible," Moon said. "Their systems are designed to resist tampering." "They've never encountered humans before," Jisoo replied with a small smile. "They don't know what we can do." That night, 4 guards came for Jisoo. They placed her in restraints and moved her to a new cell deep within the ship. The security was much higher, with more guards and scanning devices. Director Tay watched as she was locked in. "You've become our most interesting specimen," he said. "Tomorrow, we begin a complete biological analysis. Our scientists are very curious about what makes you different." Jisoo said nothing, but inside she felt a surge of hope. They were taking her exactly where she needed to go, the science lab, where ship systems would be more accessible. The first rebellion had begun. The science lab gleamed with strange equipment. Jisoo lay strapped to a metal table as 3 collector scientists moved around her. Their blue hands worked controls that operated scanning beams passing over her body. "Fascinating muscle density," said the lead scientist, Ho. "And the neural pathways show unusual development." Director Tay watched from behind a protective shield. "Find what makes this human able to resist our systems. The entertainment value of this specimen has increased tenfold since yesterday's performance." Jisoo remained still, her eyes tracking every detail of the lab. She noted the location of control panels, door mechanisms, and security devices. Most importantly, she saw the central computer terminal that likely connected to all ship systems. "Begin." "Tissue sampling," Ho ordered. A robotic arm descended with a needle. Jisoo tensed slightly but allowed the procedure, the small vial filled with her blood. "Place it in the analyzer," Ho instructed his assistant. As they worked, Jisoo flexed her wrist subtly against the restraints. They were tight but had a slight give. With enough sweat and pressure, she might create enough space to slip free. "Preliminary results show unusual chemical compounds in the human's perspiration," announced the assistant. "These compounds appear to create micro-disruptions in our biosensitive circuitry." Director Tay stepped closer. "Can this be weaponized against us?" "Unlikely," Ho replied. "The effect is minor and temporary, but it explains the anomalous readings during testing." Jisoo controlled her expression, hiding her satisfaction. The collectors had confirmed her theory. Human sweat interfered with their technology. Now she needed to use this knowledge. "Continue the analysis. I want complete biological mapping by next cycle," Director Tay ordered before leaving. For hours, the scientists studied Jisoo. When they finally took a break, leaving only 1 guard, she made her move. Jisoo had been flexing and relaxing her muscles systematically, generating sweat while appearing to lie still. Now her restraints were slick with moisture. With a quick twist and pull, her right hand slipped free. The guard didn't notice until Jisoo had already freed her other hand. By then, it was too late. She rolled off the table and disabled him with a quick strike to a pressure point she had observed during her examinations of collector physiology. Working quickly, Jisoo went to the computer terminal. She wiped her sweaty palms across its surface, causing it to flicker and temporarily malfunction. This gave her access to system functions normally restricted to collector touch. Security sectors, life support, communications, Jisoo muttered as she navigated the alien interface. There, cell controls. With a few commands, she disabled the locks on specific cells, Mun's and those of other captives she had identified as potential allies. An alarm suddenly blared. The scientists were returning. Jisoo grabbed a small device from a nearby table that resembled a medical scanner. She slipped into a storage closet just as they entered. "The human is gone," Ho shouted. Lock down all sections. Jisoo used the confusion to move through maintenance passages she had mapped mentally during her transfer to the lab. The scanner device helped her locate other escaped captives who were now moving through the ship. She found Moon hiding in a ventilation shaft. "You actually did it," the six-eyed alien whispered. "No one has ever escaped the lab before." "This is just the beginning," Jisoo replied. "I need to reach the communication center. Can you help distract the guards?" Moon nodded. "Many others have also escaped their cells. We will create chaos in the lower levels." The plan worked better than expected. As alarms blared across the ship, groups of freed captives created diversions. Some released harmless gases from storage tanks, others disabled lighting systems, and a few particularly clever ones reprogrammed cleaning robots to spray lubricant on floors. Director Tae's voice echoed through the ship. "All security personnel, contain the outbreak. Recapture all specimens immediately. Highest priority on the human." Jisoo moved upward through the ship, avoiding patrols and using her sweat to temporarily disable security panels when needed. Two more allies joined her. A small furry being with remarkable climbing abilities and a tall, thin creature that could mimic collector voices. "The communication center is on the command deck," said the voice-mimicking alien. "It will be heavily guarded." "We don't need to fight our way in," Jisoo explained. "Just get me close enough." They reached a maintenance shaft directly beneath the communication center. Jisoo could hear collectors above, frantically trying to regain control of their ship. "This human has caused enough problems," came Director Tae's angry voice. "Once recaptured, prepare for immediate dissection. We need to understand this threat." Jisoo turned to her companions. "When I give the signal, create a distraction in the corridor. I need just 2 minutes inside." The furry alien chittered in agreement, and they moved into position. The distraction worked perfectly, a series of small explosions from damaged power. Cells drew most of the guards away. Jisoo slipped into the communication center, quickly disabled the remaining technician, and placed her hands on the main console. The sweat from her palms caused the system to glitch, giving her temporary access. Jisoo worked quickly, programming a distress signal with the ship's coordinates and a detailed message about the collector's illegal activities. "Transmission complete," the system announced, just as Director Tae burst through the door. "What have you done?" he demanded, his face contorted with rage. Jisoo smiled. "I just introduced your entertainment program to a much wider audience." Director Tae lunged forward, his blue face dark with anger. Jisoo dodged his attack easily, using his momentum to send him crashing into the communication console. "Who did you contact?" Tae demanded, rising to his feet. "Everyone," Jisoo replied. "Your ship's signal reached the Galactic Alliance patrol stations. I sent proof of your illegal collection activities." Alarms blared throughout the ship. A computerized voice announced, "Warning, multiple vessels approaching. Defensive systems activating." Day rushed into the room. "Director, 5 Alliance enforcement ships have surrounded us. They're demanding immediate surrender." Tae's eyes widened with shock. "Impossible. The Alliance has no jurisdiction in this sector." "They do when crimes against sentient beings are reported," Jisoo said. "I sent them complete records of your entertainment programs, the suffering you've caused." The ship shuddered as a powerful beam locked onto it, preventing escape. The communication system crackled to life with an authoritative voice. "Collector vessel, this is Commander Sun of the Galactic Alliance. Your ship is surrounded. Power down all systems and prepare to be boarded. Resistance will result in immediate disabling of your vessel." Director Tae looked at the security feeds showing Alliance ships positioned around them. His shoulders slumped in defeat. "Power down weapons," he ordered Day. "We cannot fight them." Jisoo used this moment to slip away. She moved through the corridors, helping other captives prepare for rescue. Moon found her near the main docking. "Area, you did it," Moon said, all 6 eyes blinking rapidly with excitement. "The Collector's entertainment network has gone dark across the galaxy. Everyone is watching the Alliance take control." Within minutes, Alliance officers in white uniforms boarded the ship. They moved efficiently, securing sections and freeing remaining captives. A tall, serious-looking woman approached Jisoo. "I'm Commander Sun," she said. "Your distress signal contained detailed information about this illegal operation. We've been trying to locate these collectors for years. Jisoo nodded. They've been capturing beings from countless worlds for their entertainment network. Commander Sun looked impressed. No species has ever escaped this vessel before, let alone managed to send a distress signal. How did you do it? Human sweat disrupts their technology, Jisoo explained simply. They never considered that a primitive species might have a natural defense against their systems. Alliance medical teams arrived to care for the freed captives. Many were malnourished or injured from the collectors' cruel tests. Jisoo helped translate for those who couldn't communicate directly with the Alliance officers. Director Tae and his crew were led away in restraints. As he passed Jisoo, Tae stopped briefly. "You've destroyed everything we built," he said bitterly. "You built it on suffering," Jisoo replied. "That's why it fell." Commander Sun invited Jisoo to the Alliance command ship. Their representatives from many worlds had gathered to witness this historic moment. "The collectors have terrorized the galaxy for decades," explained an elderly alien with silver skin. "Their entertainment network made them wealthy and powerful. Many governments were afraid to challenge them. Until now," added another representative. "Thanks to your actions, hundreds of beings will return to their homeworlds." Jisoo learned that the Alliance had discovered 17 more collector ships operating throughout the galaxy. Using the information she provided, they were now tracking each one. "What will happen to Earth?" Jisoo asked. "My world doesn't know about alien life yet." Commander Sun smiled. "The Alliance respects developing worlds. Earth will be placed under protection status. No further interference will be permitted until your people are ready for galactic contact." "And how do I get home?" Jisoo asked. "We will return you with your memory intact," Commander Sun said. "The Alliance Council believes you have earned the right to remember. Whether you share your experience with others is your choice." 1 week later, after helping identify all captured species and testifying about the collectors' crimes, Jisoo prepared to return to Earth. Moon and other friends she had made came to say goodbye. "Our worlds will remember what you did," Moon said. "Humans were unknown to us before. Now your species will be respected throughout the galaxy." Jisoo boarded a small Alliance vessel designed to return her discreetly. As they approached Earth, the pilot showed her something on the ship's communication system. "Thought you might want to see this," he said with a smile. On the screen was a new galactic alert being transmitted to all ships. "Warning to all vessels. Earth is now under Alliance protection. Note that humans possess unexpected abilities and resourcefulness. For your own safety, do not attempt to capture or study human specimens. They are far more dangerous than they appear." Jisoo smiled as the blue-green planet came into view. Her cabin in Montana would be waiting. The stars would look the same, but everything had changed. Somewhere up there, former captives were returning to their homes, and the galaxy had learned an important lesson. Never kidnap a human for fun. You'll regret it.